My beautiful midwives, student midwives and mamas, today I am going to do a question and answer video. So I've noticed you guys have left a lot of YouTube comments and I am so appreciative. I love that you guys are interacting with me. It makes my day, and honestly this video right here is inspired because someone just messaged me and was asking me questions. So I was like, great, that's inspired me to make a video. So it does make a difference, and I love making these types of videos. So if you do leave comments, I promise you I read them all, and maybe I will do more of this question and answer format because it's just a lot easier for me to answer them instead of being in front of a screen all the time, because I'm trying to limit screen time and, you know, work on that self-care. I'll just get stuck into it. So I'm just going to go scroll from the top of my YouTube, the most recent comments, and go down. So so Lena Jansen, who is, I'm guessing Scandinavian because she said hey with a J. Love those Scandinavians. Lived in Sweden for a year. It was amazing. And she is asking me how I know when I'm feeling 10 centimeters of dilatation. She was saying her hands are smaller, so she struggles, and is wondering how you feel it. So I never am able to like separate my fingers the 10 centimeters to feel the head, but what I do is go around, and generally if you can't feel any cervix, that's when you know it's fully dilated. Sometimes you feel an anterior lip at the top, so that's about 9.5 centimeters, but generally, yeah, you just feel around and see if you can feel any cervix, and then that's how you know they are fully dilated or 10 centimeters. This Tegan has asked me 2 questions. She's asking me what subject she should drop, and the subject she's doing are psychology, biology, health and development, and sports science. So I came this close to dropping biology in year 12, and oh my goodness, am I happy that I didn't, because it was all relevant to midwifery. Out of those, I would probably drop psychology maybe. I mean, that's still relevant to understanding humans and things. Perhaps sports science, but definitely keep the biology, because all that anatomy and physiology starts at like the basics of biology. So if you're wondering also what subjects to do, biology will help you. I ended up dropping extension English, which did bring my ATAR down a little bit, but in the end keeping biology was more relevant to me. A lot of people ask what the ATAR is for midwifery. When I applied it was 91, and I think now it is 97, which is very high, but you've got to think about things like bonus points and early entry. I think UWS now does an interview over taking an ATAR, so there are lots of options out there. So don't get too scared, because when I first saw the ATAR I thought I could never do it. But if you guys want a video on like my journey to get into midwifery and all that, I can give you that. But yeah, don't be disheartened by the high ATAR. Gail is asking me how I took notes and kept them organized. I'm gonna let you guys on a little secret. I never studied in midwifery. I never wrote notes. I never read my textbooks. How I learn is on the job, on placement. So on placement I would ask the midwives a million questions. I really delve into it. Obviously you need to have that basic understanding of anatomy and physiology, so if you've seen my how I study video, I would link that. So that's little tricks and tips I use, but honestly most of my knowledge just comes from on the job. So don't be scared and alarmed that this is also overwhelming, because you do learn a lot of it. I also read a lot of policies. On night shifts I would read textbooks. There's a thing called SIAP, SIAP, which is free for students, so you can go onto that. It has a lot of free textbooks, so you might not even have to buy any, so have a look at that site. So I have a question from Court, who's asking about a labour care video. So I still wanted to continue that series, Day in Life of a Midwife I think it was, so I will come out with a labour one soon. Thanks for reminding me. So a question I often get is what university I graduated from. So I graduated from the University of Technology Sydney, or UTS. I enjoyed, I liked that uni a lot, and I thought the lecturers were great. I probably didn't utilise them to their greatest abilities because I never kind of messaged about assignments or asked for extensions or anything like that, which looking back now I wish I had utilised them more. So Potterhead also asked how small you have to keep your nails. Is it necessary to have them really short? So these are my nails here. It's not really focusing properly, but they're shorter than like the top of my finger. This is because I peel off my nails when I'm stressed, but it is a lot easier to have shorter nails. Obviously for vaginal exams, you do not want to put holes in the gloves. You don't want to injure the women, and I think also handling babies, you do not want to scratch them. So it's easy to keep them short. I do know a lot of midwives with longer nails though that are quite like feminine, especially ones that work in antenatal. So some do have those longer nails, but not obviously like claws. But mine are short. So Gail is also asking me where I find like these acupressure workshops and breastfeeding workshops. So I do Google a lot to see what workshops are on, and that's how I was able to do an online acupressure one. I did it through Red Tent, but then I also did an in-person workshop, which I thought was a lot better just because it was in person, and that was with Bernadette Lisa. And basically she will do a workshop if she has more than 8 people. So if you're a group of students and you're wanting to do that, you should contact her. She works at Gosford Hospital. I'll leave her name below, and I promise I will. And if I haven't, someone message to do it, because I often forget to put those links post video. But I did 2 workshops with her, which were amazing. I did a lot through my hospital, so have a look what your hospital has to offer. I know in New South Wales Health we have Hedy online, so you can look up the most recent workshops. So I went to Sex Matters in Relationships one, which was super interesting. So just by looking up what was going on, and I was able to attend. I have someone asking me about the difference between midwifery and kind of obs-gyn, or I guess the medical side. So I actually will make a video on this because it's a big topic and it's very different, and I also want mothers or expecting mothers to understand the difference between the two. So I'll make a video on that. Thanks for letting me know. I have Katie asking me what it was like to take blood for the first time. So actually in Australia you have to do a separate course to be able to take blood after you finish your midwifery. You can't, it's not part of the course. But in Africa I just took blood and cannulated, and that's where I learned to do it. So the first time taking blood was a stressful situation. It was a woman who was having an APH, very stressful, and the midwives were just like, you do it, you take the blood. I was like, oh, okay. So with that I was just like, I can do this. It was a lot of affirmations. Kate's asking me how you stay calm. I think in terms of like those sort of skills and taking blood, watch a lot of videos, read a lot, have so much information and knowledge. Also use visualization, imagining yourself doing it over and over again, imagining yourself calm. You can use meditative techniques or hypnosis. Just trying to access as many resources out there as possible. So I have a lovely lady, Kathy from Berlin, asking about how I handle emergency situations. I will do another video on that as well. But a brief answer to that is that you just do. You just do. Your body, your adrenaline starts pumping, and you just react the best that you can. That's what I found in Africa, that I just all my knowledge was there, and it did come instinctually when it needed to. But I would do a further video on how I prepare for them mentally, and maybe some of my experiences. Any of these videos that I've mentioned I will make. If you comment that you want them, it's more likely that that video will get made sooner, because I know there's more interest. So let me know. So Jenny is asking me how the equipment in Africa differed from Australia or UK. It was all very similar, but just in Africa it was like, for example, they had a delivery kit, was very similar to us, but a lot of the implements were rusty. They had a resuscitaire, but it didn't have suction or like a neopuff attached to it. They only had bag and mask. For episiotomies they use razor blades, like I was saying in my video. So they had a lot of things similar, but it was either just a lot older equipment or they found alternatives. So someone was also asking me how I had the opportunity to do Work the World. So I just went on the website, I looked at my options, and I paid altogether, including flights and everything. I booked, it was 7 grand Australian, so quite a lot of money. I paid for that, but I would recommend people looking at their options. I just wanted something that was super organized, all done for me, so that's why I went with Work the World. But if you're looking to do it cheaper, there are definitely a lot of other companies out there that offer different things, so have a look around. So Serena is asking me to do a video about my first birth, my favourite birth, that sort of things. So I will get onto that as well. I just love talking about birth, so that's an exciting one to do. So Madison is asking me what to expect in the first year. She said she knows it's different uni to uni, but is asking me what I did to prepare for prac and how things were different than I imagined preparing for shift work. So first year is all about exposure, I think, and they really hone in on normal birth, because when you can understand what's normal, you understand what's outside of normal. So if you're looking what to prepare for going into your first year, it's probably just having a great understanding of normal ranges of observations, normal birth, how to facilitate normal birth and support it, and things like that. But if you would like a video on that, let me know. So someone is asking if you have to do night shift as a midwife. How a rotating roster works is that you are allocated to 4 night shifts a month. So yes, in my hospital you do, but obviously you can get a job that is agreed to work daytime hours. If you work in an antenatal clinic, that doesn't run through the night, so that could be an option if you're not wanting to do those night shifts. Or if you work casually, you can choose your shifts based on the deficiencies. So there is ways to get around doing night shift, but if you're working as a full-time midwife on a rotating roster, generally you do have to do night shifts. If you're worried about that, I do have a video on surviving night shifts, which I will link below. So someone is asking me what my everyday life is like outside of midwifery. So if you would like a video on this, I was actually thinking of doing like day in the life of a midwife. Obviously I can't shoot anything in the hospital, but I can kind of show you what my morning routine might be like, what I eat even to sustain myself, extracurricular activities, my hobbies. So if you'd like a video on that, let me know. I also want to do another self-care video, because I have kind of altered my routine as I've grown more and learnt about how to look after myself. So Parahome is asking me about how important science is to midwifery, and kind of how to go into midwifery if you haven't studied much science. What I want to say is you are in an incredible time where you have so much access online to resources and people who can teach you for free online. So if you are determined, you really want to be a midwife and you really want to pass those science subjects, it is completely doable. There is so much online. Khan Academy does amazing videos, but you also just find so many resources, even for CTGs. I remember that's something I really struggled with, so like I said, I just searched it up. So if you're determined, you can 100% do it. You just gotta believe. So the question that actually inspired this video, and what I thought I would also answer on here, because it can be a concern to a lot of young midwives, is what this girl said is that people in her class who were already mums were saying like how it is they can be midwives without having children. So what I first want to say to the mamas out there who are becoming midwives, you guys are incredible. You are so inspiring. I honestly do not think I could have done this degree with kids where I am at now. Maybe I could have in the future, but I think that's amazing that that you've had kids, you've found your passion and you're living your passion. But what I also want to encourage is that you guys help support and educate the young midwives who don't have kids. I've come into this degree not having kids, still don't have kids, but I think there are benefits to that as well. As new midwives, you're a clean slate, you're not putting any of your own experiences onto women, and you're able to take such a objective view on things. You also have a bit more time on your hands to do things like workshops, and it's easier for you to be on call. And I think just having that fresh perspective doesn't have to be a bad thing. I think that it's both incredible, like the mums who are doing midwifery and those that don't have kids. I think you both have amazing pros to doing this degree. So we should all support each other and lift each other up. I want to say that no woman that I've worked with in the midwifery field has ever said to me like, I don't want you delivering my baby because you don't have kids, or you can't relate to me. No one's ever said that. I've only ever received positive feedback, which was things like I can't believe you're doing this so young, you're gonna be such a good mom. So so for those young midwives who are a bit worried about that, you don't have to worry. So this is all I have for now. If you have any more questions, leave them below, and perhaps I will make another kind of question and answer video. I hope you enjoyed this one, and a lot of what you are wondering is answered. If you have any video suggestions, also leave them below, and the ones that I mentioned, like I said before, if you would like me to make them, let me know, because they're the ones I will put out first. If you're not already following my Midwifery Instagram, I'm updating that more regularly now, so you can follow that. I also have a Facebook, and you can follow my personal Instagram if you want to see what I get up to on a day-to-day basis. But like I said, I am always here to help with anything, assignments or any worries or stresses you have. Just let me know. But I look forward to seeing you guys soon and making more videos. And that's it for now. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys soon.